width or the strokes. See, this I need to draw this. My name is Diana Weissman. I live in Boston, Massachusetts. I'm a typeface designer. I went to Rhode Island School of Design for graphic design, and while I was there I took a course in typeface design that was taught by Cyrus Highsmith, and I fell in love with type design during that class. It sort of inspired this feeling in me that I hadn't felt in a long time. So I harassed him into giving me an internship, and from that internship they hired me. You would take, for instance, two letters, perhaps the uppercase A and the uppercase V. So you have the A, which is spaced between the H, and the V, which is also spaced between the H, like this. And when you see them spaced correctly, they're going to be very far apart from each other. There's that whole wide space in between the two. So kerning is going to bring them closer together. It's a specific kerning pair, it's specific spacing to those specific letters, rather than spacing which is the entire typeface. Before OpenType came along, we would say 3,000 to 5,000. If you get more than 5,000, it's just too much. It's probably a badly spaced or badly designed font, or it's just too big that it won't work on systems. But now that we have OpenType, you can have all kinds of exceptions, and since there are so many more glyphs, it's just out of control. Yeah, there are some people who use automated kerning, but I don't think that's a good way to do it. I mean, obviously there are some characters that you can copy and paste the kerning. For instance, the O, the sides of the O are going to work with the C and the G and the D all in the uppercase, depending on the side, and depending on the typeface. So if it's a very uniform sans serif, you can probably get away with just copying the kerning there. But yeah, it should be done by hand. If you start thinking about mathematics, then you're thinking too hard, because a good typeface is something that looks good to the eye. In that instance, say he sends me a font and I find that, in my opinion, the kerning is too loose, I will still consider that this is his typeface and this is what he feels is right. So I will try to replicate that as close as possible, despite my own subjective opinions of how kerning should be. Well, we'll have a whole string, because you have to see it in an entire word. You can't just look at it A. You have to think about how it works with the H and the O. So a typical string for the uppercase would be HH, AAA, HOO, HO. So that you look at that whole word and you can get the rhythm of the spacing. So you'll have AAA, and then you'll do ABA, ACA, and then you'll start over BBB, BCB, etc. And after you've done it a while, the first time I did it to do the 3,000 to 5,000 pairs, it took me 3 days. It's a very tedious task, but I actually enjoy it. I'm probably the only person who does. I go into sort of a meditative state when I do it. Other people call it flow, which I think works. I get so focused, but at the same time I'm not focused at all. It's hard to describe. I just get into this rhythm and I just fly through it, and I'm not even aware on a conscious level of what I'm doing. I just know that I'm doing it. It's like my subconscious is doing the kerning and my conscious is listening to the music. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay, I hope so.